Here we go again. That's what I've been thinking to myself all day. Here we go again. um, yeah, find your seats, get your notes ready. If you are streaming live or don't know how to stream live, we are streaming live on Lux Vision Studios. You don't gotta be in the meta. You don't gotta catch it live, but you just gotta catch it. It will be recorded afterwards, and you can watch it back. It's always a good time. YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, any of the platforms that you're used to. But yeah, definitely got to catch it. All of the episodes are super informative. And if you haven't caught the first few weeks, definitely make sure to go back and watch some of those. But welcome back to Nurturing Your Creativity, everybody. I'm Coda KOD, your host for the seminar, and we have arrived at week 5 of the journey. And we just have 2 more weeks left after this. So all of a sudden, time is flying by, and I'm noticing that I need to really slow down and get more in detail because there's so much that I wanted to cover throughout the length of this seminar. It's not even funny. So, as always, I'm going to share a bit about myself in the same order as always. I'm a singer, songwriter, poet, rapper, world builder, visual artist, philosopher, and motivational speaker from Minnesota. I'm 22, and yeah, this seminar has gone for a few successful weeks now, and we've been super blessed to host some truly amazing creators on this stage. All the special guests that have appeared and will appear all share 3 things in common. They all love creativity. They're all wildly talented at whatever they do, and they're all close friends of mine. And I really wanted to create a comfortable conversation where the artists could come share their true thoughts on whatever topics we are covering. And today's topics are art as a platform, your voice, developing a style, honesty within art, collaboration, and so much more around those things, so much more outside of those things. And joining me on stage today is one of Horizon's most known and loved. She is a successful pioneer in the space, someone I look up to and also go way back with. From building to music to poetry, we are going to be talking about the amazing things that she creates and look behind the scenes into her world and her process. So, could everybody please throw up some confetti and welcome to the stage the one and only Angel the Artist. Hey, come on out,
Hi
Angel.
guys, hello.
I don't know if y'all can
Sorry,
see
it
her
caught me like
username,
it say
her username tag, but if you can see it, I hope you can, because everybody got to know the name.
my name.
It's awesome. Welcome to the Creative Couch, Angel. It's so good to have you.
Yes,
Seriously.
I'm so happy to be here. This is a blessing being in this fancy attire.
Yeah. Um, I kind of have a tradition with everybody right when they get on the couch. I always give them their flowers right away. Um, and so I'm gonna kind of give some context, and give you your flowers, and then we can kind of dive into conversation. But um, Angel, we both over time have seen each other grow into the artists we are now. But you're such a kind individual outside of that who has always shown me nothing but love and respect. Every time we cross paths, it's always been vibes. We have seen a lot change around us in the time we've known each other. Just know that I have nothing but love and respect for you as well. You are a staple to our community, and I always seriously hope the best for you. I see you always succeeding and leveling up higher and higher too. It's dope to see. And yeah, keep going and keep being you, fam. I really appreciate you. And matter of fact, Angel and I had a point where we hadn't seen each other for a bit, because we're always so busy all the time creating. And I was touring her around some of the new worlds, like catching up on stuff that I had built. And she just told me something in that moment that encouraged me and helped my perspective, like to get back up on my feet. She's like, Coda, you know, when somebody gets hurt and they level up because of it, that's exactly what you did. Like, she didn't even have to say something so nice like that, but like I needed to hear that at that time. I barely even noticed all the work I was putting in, and I was so zoned in. And um, you helped put that in perspective for me, and that's just one example that I can think of over the years that I've known you, where you've been able to inspire me, encourage me, and yeah, I appreciate you. You're such a rare energy, and I'm happy to have you on the show so I can pick your brain a bit on these creative topics. Um,
First
yeah.
of all, you didn't tell me that you was gonna start cutting up onions at the beginning of the show.
Sorry, yeah,
I'm
I
like,
know
oh gosh,
we.
hold it together, hold it together.
I had to. People ain't really know that it's like we've been in here for a long time for real. Like
Coming
just
up on 3 years.
yeah, it's a long time to just be like hopping around the metaverse. Always just like feels so natural, you know. I'll just end up in like VR chat or something, and I like run into you. I'm just like, oh, what's up,
Right,
Angel? Like,
right.
you know, it feels like one big community that is in the metaverse, and I love it. Always so fun to run into you everywhere. Um, but yeah, I appreciate your energy that you always bring, and just life of the party, and as well as your talents that you can provide with those. But um, I wanted to kind of give context for everybody that's watching. Our topic is art as a platform, like I said. And I'm going to explain that a little bit because I haven't explained this to you at all. So
That is
it's
all
going to
no
be fun. It's
context.
going to be fun. That was intentional. But I have to, of course, go back to the beginning for this. So one of the first worlds I ever went to was your museum. And I don't even know if you
Mm.
knew this. Like somebody hopped me to your museum, and they were just like, "Oh, you just have to see this world. It's like one of the worlds you have to see." And they hopped me there, and yeah, I just ended up getting world hop there. But give everybody some context on everything you've kind of built thus far. Did it kind of start there, or was there more kind of before that?
Um, so there was more before that, but it wasn't like serious. So
Mm,
before the museum, I was making like little cartoon worlds. I did SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward's house, the Krusty Krab, Cars the Cowardly Dog house.
yeah,
And it was all just like I just wanted the nostalgia vibes. It was all therapy to me to be in here and build and not have to pay X amount of money for art supplies. It was just like this is it. So
yeah,
then Paige, oh my gosh, the actual angel. I am not the angel Paige dance singer is. She came to me with the idea of the museum and cogwheels immediately turning, and I was just like, black art, black art, black art. I was just like, oh, gotta do it, gotta do it. And it was definitely a task for me because I was so used to building things from reference, like the cartoon worlds. Whereas, doing the other pieces that were made by artists like Basquiat and Alma Thomas, those were easy for me to do because I can see it, so it was easy for me to build.
mm,
But the pieces that I made myself was more like I had no reference to go off of, so I was just like pushing whatever out, and then just kept looking at it like, is this trash or like, okay, let's see. I don't know. Let's just put it out there, and all of the pieces sold out on the grand opening. I was just like, wait. People are paying money for these 15 shapes I'm putting together. Well, I need to do something about this. And
yeah,
everybody that knows me, even in real life, knows that like anything that I do that's going to make me happy in terms of financially, it's going to be something revolving around art. So I was just like, if this is making headway, then I don't see why not. Let's push forward. It's already just another added thing of what I was doing, like painting, sculpting, doing tattoos and whatever. I was already a commissioner of art. So it was just like this was just another medium added. And I got the LLC and I started doing commissions and the whole shout out came and it was
yeah,
just like the companies just started rolling in and I was just like, oh, this is great. And the
yeah.
rest is history with that one.
Seriously, yeah. Like I said, it's amazing to see. It's so cool. I remember moments like that. She's being humble. She's like the shout out. She means the shout out from Mark Zuckerberg, y'all. I remember waking up on my phone. I felt like her. I was like, oh my gosh. It was like everybody within like the whole like friend group around you, we were all kind of like, oh my
Honestly, it was
gosh.
like we all won that day. Like,
It was crazy. You're probably like DMs were just going crazy.
oh my gosh, so crazy. And then it was even worse that I was a whole month late, like the whole video. So it wasn't even like the same day I found out that he shouted me out. It was just like a whole month later. And I'm sitting him writing him
Wow.
in the DMs like, thanks. Even then realizing the video's a whole month old. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's gonna think I'm just some preppy, prestigious person if he
Nah.
even reads it. Like, so it was insane. But like the amount of like love that was received that day, it was just like it was so many, like you can tell the difference of the type of love. Like a lot of people, sent the like generic, like congratulations, which is nothing wrong with that. Like, don't get me wrong. And but one thing I definitely want to stand out is those people that were writing in my DMs that were like, keep going. This is just the start. Keep going, keep pushing forward. And I
Yeah.
was just like, yeah, like this isn't my ceiling. This ain't we
Right.
ain't nowhere near where we trying to be. So it was just
Yeah.
like those DMs and those people that told me those things, like I still think about that to this day and I appreciate those people. So it's just like, woo, I've been on a roll and I've just been listening to all the people that's really been supporting me and I've just been feeding off of that. If it wasn't
That's
for that,
awesome.
I'd probably have a lot of self critique that would probably deter me from what I've been doing. So yeah, a lot.
I feel like that was brought
Thanks.
up in a later or a previous episode too. And write this down, everybody watching. Um, you gotta have people around you that support you, that truly support you, that aren't
Hmm.
just around you to reap the benefits of everything you have to offer, to be there for the cool times that you have to offer. Um, like people that really support you, people that actually reach out and like care. Um, you've always been that person. I know that you know what to look for in people that are around you that
Hmm.
can pour that support in. So it's always about having the right support around you, because the wrong people will hinder you. The right people will bring you to level 100.
Yep.
Um, and yeah, we're gonna get into that too, which
Cool.
is so good. But I so like kind of talked about what you started on. I wanted to talk about what you kind of did almost, not like what you're currently doing, like the middle of, not where you started, but that gap, because there's a lot in there
Yeah,
that
yeah.
happened. I mean, so many builds, so many other crazy. You're always just going crazy, Angel. I like, and I say this with like a lot of my friends, most of the friends that have been on this couch in this show. I always say this to them, like the longer I go without seeing you, the more things you have accomplished by the time I next see you. And so I like try to wait almost like a couple 2 3 weeks until I see you, because then you'll have like 2 3 worlds, an album done, and it's like I'll just wait because I like to enjoy those things. Um, but yeah, what kind of all went into those worlds and all the music and stuff? Kind of tell me your like perspective of the development.
Ooh, ooh, that's well, with everything, no matter what it is, if it's my own 100% artistic freedom, it's always been about emotions, about what I've been through, sometimes
Hmm.
drama, like,
Yeah.
something that's gonna literally make people feel like, oh, like, what? How does she manipulate these 15 shapes to make me feel something,
Yeah.
Um,
Real.
even if it's not relatable to me, but it makes me feel, empathy to somebody else or sympathy with somebody I know. And I think that's always been the the goal. Even with the like the hangout builds, it's always been like you want this to feel like a safe space. Like you want this to feel like this is some place where you would feel good being in for hours. Like it
Mm,
has that aesthetic, that aura, that feeling. So yeah, that meta
yeah.
feng shui.
Absolutely. Meta feng shui. I like that. Um, your You brought that up. Your voice, I wanted to bring up, has shaped like a specific corner of the metaverse and left an effect on overall just a certain part of this community and just brought people together that enjoy what you do. and I think back to the worlds that you had your poems in, and you would throw those events, and I would just like go in there and like oftentimes you perform in there and like also have poems going, or it would be like two world parts, always
Mhm.
multi-layered, always a deeper message, always something more hidden that you could find. You made the art personal, which is important. Make the art personal. Side note.
Mhm.
But um, so many people brought together over your poems and your songs, and we as artists get to bring people together with our creations all the time. We've done it side by side for a while. It's such a crazy feeling. It never gets old. Like bringing people together over
Mhm.
music or a world build or both at the same time. Um,
Exactly.
how do you see the future of art building our community in here?
Oof.
That's
It's
that coda level deep question I was talking about before the show.
it's kind of giving me the Libra scales here. I'm honestly on a like excited and also nervous path of what is the future's going to be. Because
Yeah,
you have the tri-mesh people, and those are a whole different ball game now. But then you still have builds that look like this.
mhm,
and are phenomenal and that
yeah,
don't need the trimest to make somebody feel like they're actually someplace instead of in a like Roblox feeling kind of world.
right,
So I'm honestly excited to see one where the people that do have trimest take it, and two where the people that have primitive shapes are going to match up and not in a competition type way, but just in a how outside of your creative limits are you gonna go to make a trimesh world look like poop? You know, like
right,
because I've seen it. I've
yeah,
seen some trimesh worlds that don't stack up to a
yeah,
flex tie world or a matlow world. So it's just
yeah.
like I'm here for both of them. I can't wait to see what both worlds are bringing, especially within the art. People still know how to just throw those 15 shapes and weird asset library of torn apart shapes together to
See it
make
right
some
there, yeah.
really bomb art. So
Hot take, hot take. Primitives aren't
yeah,
dead.
exactly.
Hot
At
take.
all.
You
I
heard it
don't
here
believe
on stage.
that.
I wasn't gonna say it, but yeah, primitives aren't dead. I'm a primitive builder. I don't know. I'm FlexTie's been trying to get me to learn Blender for so long. Um, and he would tell
That's
you
so
all day
rude.
he's tried to. I know I'm definitely going to, but it's one of those intimidating things, you know. You kind of open it, it's like, okay, I'm just gonna close this and just come back to it later.
It took me
um,
months. It took me months
super
to
overwhelming. Yeah,
get into
have
it.
you've been working on Blender a little bit, haven't you? A little bit, a
Yeah,
little bit. Yeah.
yeah.
No, you
Not
definitely have. No, that's cap because I went to I went to one of your tri-mesh worlds. That's what it is. I went to one of your tri-mesh worlds.
Okay, so I'll be
And
honest.
hung out. It was awesome.
I'm gonna see here just so I can be very transparent with just everyone that's here. Um, I do the same exact thing in Blender as I did in Horizons with the asset library, MacGyvering, taking things apart and putting them back together. There's this absolutely wonderful website called Sketchfab where I take all of these different pieces and I just tear them apart and move them around and switch up the material and the texture and shove it back into Horizons. And I just make a little collage MacGyver world. That's what I've been calling it. As
Which
far as
is
building from scratch in Blender,
creativity,
yeah,
by the way.
yeah, it's a type of creativity, and I'm going for it. Can I still
Absolutely.
build from scratch in Blender? We still working on that. I did build a donut though.
Yeah.
It took me six
Okay.
hours.
Yeah. Wow. That's good. I've heard donuts been done in like 8, 10 hours. So
It's that whole YouTube course. You just I just be skipping up the 30 seconds and be like, all
I
right, I'm
haven't
here.
even done it yet. I'm
Uh,
scared.
it's like what I feel everybody is going through. That's what everybody keeps saying. So that's why I
Right.
did it.
Yeah. Well, for me, I'm not even able to import yet. So I'm like, I don't know. I feel almost I'm gonna definitely get there, but I'm more focused on primitive still because I really do believe in it, and I still think there's so much to be said about building in the headset and the actual collaboration of being in here with other people that's so unique to Horizon. And JB was talking about that a little bit.
I love JB.
JB's episode was great.
Oh my gosh, I'm so mad. It must have
All the
been like
episodes
there was
are
this
all so good.
whole moment where I just was not on a headset because I had this bad cyst on my face and it was excruciating to put it on. And I
Oh,
was so sad.
it's sad.
But it did force me back into Blender and do that building. So I guess you give and you take or whatever.
Right. Ooh, yeah, that's okay. That made me think of another question I was gonna ask you. Um,
Oh, boy.
what's your favorite thing to do? Is it music? Is it building? Is it writing?
Ooh, Jesus. um, it's really hard. It's really hard because some days like you like search for the beats and then you find that one beat and you're able to make a song in 3 seconds. And there's one day where you go into build and you have a whole blueprint in your head and you do it in a matter of a couple hours. So, and then some days you have writer's block. Some days you can't pick up a shape, you know? So
Yeah,
I couldn't even say which is better. I love them both so much. I love doing music and building more than any of the other art forms, if I'm being honest,
for
including
sure.
tattooing.
Hmm. Yeah. Which was your first creative love, right? Was it your first thing, or was it more like,
It was
did you
more
have anything
drawing.
before that?
Drawing
Okay,
was
drawing.
just
Okay,
yeah. I
but it
used
was
to
kind
just
of like,
draw portraits.
and did drawing segue into tattoo artistry?
Right into tattooing, yeah. It was
Or
which is
I
crazy
feel
because
like
I drew
that's
portraits of people, but when it came to tattooing, I was like, I'm not drawing no portraits of nobody. I'm not doing that. Or nobody's scared. Don't ask me. Like I was so scared. Like I was terrified. I did it anything else. But yeah, it's always been something with art. Again, except for dancing. I have two left feet. But anything else,
yeah,
I'm all into it. I make a banging cheesecake, by the way. That's culinary arts for you. Just putting that out
word. An
there.
artist in all reigns. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I've been trying to learn the chefing a little bit. I'm trying to chef it up, making some like steaks and stuff. You know,
Okay,
I know
okay.
keeping it kind of simple but classy. It's
How you like
been
your steak?
medium rare.
Okay, okay, okay,
What?
okay.
How do you like your steak?
It's gotta have some blood in it. Listen, I used to be
Nah,
uncultured and always get like the well done, and then somebody gave me
this
I forgot. I think it was either rare or it was just medium. No, I can't remember. I think it was rare. And it was just dissolved, pause, in my mouth. I was just like, "Oh, this is what I've been missing." Okay, yeah, no,
yeah,
no more well done or anything close to that.
word. Okay, word. I was thinking that you were gonna say well done
No,
based on your
no,
response to
I've
me, but
I've
okay,
learned my ways.
that's hilarious. I saw that meme even today. Like, well done, steak eaters enjoying their car tire. Shoot. No offense to anybody that eats well done steak, but
No offense, no, it's not.
it's offense. Oh
It's
goodness,
offense to your own taste buds and your
literally.
jaw.
Um, I feel like okay. I'm gonna ask my favorite question.
Here we go.
I know. Okay, so specifically about developing a style, um, this was really a split decision actually for me to make, as I'm also going to have my guests next week talk about this. Flex tie, a He's shaking his head. He's very scared. It's okay. It's okay, Flex. He's gonna do great, everybody. He's gonna do
I
great.
believe it. I believe it.
Oh gosh. Yeah, he's got a lot of insight. But um tell me about your side of um developing a style. First though, what is it about the green? what it what's with the green? I need to know. I want all the details. You got to tell me
Okay.
something that you haven't said on any other interview about the green. I need to know like the real reason or something.
Okay.
Like
All right. So
he's
I'm gonna give you both. I'm gonna give you the short answer that I usually say in the interview, and I'm gonna give you the long one just because it's you.
let's go.
So a short one, I just tell people it's my safe space color, and I love it. I feel good being around it. Da, 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 da. The long version. Oh Jesus. Okay. So um, not only did it just end up being a huge checkpoint in marketing of making a brand or starting a brand. It was the lots of things that I grabbed with me when I moved back in with my mom, and most of it was green. And I was just like, you know what? I'm only taking the green stuff. And so when I went back to the apartment I was at, and it was like all my stuff. I just like pulled out all the green stuff and I was just like, you could throw away that stuff. And I just like left and it was just like, yeah, just the green, just the green. And it was just
Just the
like,
green.
it's been successful. Like it does actually make me feel good and it is a safe space for me. But like that was such a monumental moment. It wasn't petty, of course, for me. But it was just a monumental moment of just being like, I'm only taking this stuff and you just deal with that. And, being able to just walk away and just being like, all right, this is the start of the new life, this is it. And everything's been up since then. So why change it when everything's been good and green?
Yeah. And how how important now that you have this and it's developed and everything, do you feel like aesthetic is to art
Mm,
and like how it's viewed?
I think it's amazing, honestly. Like one of the things that like it may be cheesy, but one of the things I really do love is like even when it's not friends, it's just people that like I've just seen in worlds and we just happen to be on Instagram. And then like DM me something green and be like, this is you, and just be like, it is me, like it's me. Like I'm like
Right.
so excited and just like just them being able to engage with me in just one simple way and just be like, green, that's it. It doesn't have to be anything deep. You don't have to get into any deep conversation or feel, for some reason, and it's sucks to me, but like I get it because I also did it to people in here when I first got in the headset. But like some people are honestly like scared to talk to me, and I'm just like, it doesn't have to be anything like I need to tell you about thoughts of the brain. Like it's just like, just I'm a regular person, so it's just like green. Just talk about green, and I'll just be like, hey, da, 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 da.
Right.
And then we
Yeah.
strike up conversation. And you never know who you're meeting in here, so it's just like I love every connection. Like green got me a job actually.
Really.
So yeah, this guy came up to me at the food court and he was just like, "Hey, I see you in the green. That's my favorite color too." Da, 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 da. And now I'm a whole creative consultant for his startup company. Like, and it just started with, sorry, with that one conversation. So it's just like, green is it? Green, heart chakra, all that green love. Like, it just makes sense.
I just think it's iconic. Truly. It's iconic. It's what like and like music artists, I feel like it's really important to have that style. Um and like there's certain other like occupations in like the creative arts that style is really, really important. I think style is important in most of the creative arts, but like almost like an aesthetic and having like a color that you associate almost or like a color palette or like your
Mhm.
visuals all look a certain way. When you think about like I could say like Travis Scott. or like, Playboy Cardi or any of those people, and like you would think about their like visuals, and it
Mhm.
almost like their music pops into their head. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but that's the way I always visualize like music artists, especially. That's the way I
Mhm.
visualize, you know what I'm saying? Like I think you're iconic. I think Harles is iconic, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
His presence is with us. Harles. Um shout out to Harles. Um but yeah, I feel like, like the flamingo is just so iconic.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm.
I saw the album art. It's just like I just saw y'all's album art. I was like, that's just so iconic. I love it. It's got the flamingo, it's got the green, you guys are pulling out the weeds. I was writing the other day and I wrote a bar like that said and pulling out weeds like Angel and Harley. So yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, I'm gonna
nah.
read you the
Publish
full. Nah, I'm
that
gonna read
tomorrow.
you yeah, I'm gonna send it to you for sure. For sure. Yeah, always be paying attention, that's a big thing for me with writing. Is like always be paying attention to the little things that are thrown out. Because you never know what could turn into a song. And it could be
Mhm.
just the real things around you that you turn into your art, you know, just your real life, good or bad, whatever the situation may be.
Yeah.
Um, a while back, you reached out to me to write a song for you. And this was, correct me if I'm wrong, but this was before you were super experienced with writing. Now you have a lot more experience with writing, recording. I'm super proud of you. You've come so far with music and everything. I'm just
Thank you, thank you.
so happy to see how your sound is developing, and it's really exciting to watch. And we got Living Like I'm Dying Now. That's huge. We'll definitely talk about
26.
that. But yeah, the 26, is that confirmed?
Yes. Coming out all platforms on 26th of this month.
That's confirmed. That's awesome.
Thank you.
But you reached out a while ago to for me to write a song for you. Um, do you want to kind of elaborate a little bit more for me, and then I can kind of backtrack off
Yeah.
of what you got about that for some context?
So, oh my gosh, Tired was so long ago, and I had wrote the chorus and the first verse, and like for some reason I was hitting a block because it was just like an emotional aspect to it. So it was just like I was trying to figure it out, and I was just like, I don't want to like keep putting myself all into a whole dark place just to get a second verse out. So it was just like,
Right.
um, and this is at the time of the hype of the meta checks. So I was just like splurging. I was just like, Yakota, I need some, I need some bars. Like, help me out. Like, I
Yeah.
cannot see this through right now. Like, and I gave you like what, a paragraph of what I wanted it to like
Mm-hmm.
convey,
Yep.
and then you gave me a 4-page letter in MLA format. Um,
In text citations, cited sources.
just straight bars and everything just connected to exactly how it was feeling in my head. And I was just like, I literally had to like pick pieces apart because I couldn't use everything. And I was just like, damn, that boy good. Just like taking pieces, and I'm just like, uh, that that was definitely monumental, and also a journey in trying to find my own cadence with what you wrote. I definitely went through a self boot camp of trying to just figure out like rapping, because I was not rapping at that time. Like it was maybe some like speed singing like maybe Beyonce used to do, but like it wasn't like full on rapping. So it
Mm-hmm.
was new. And
Right.
then one night I just recorded it, and it was just like, doom. I was just like, is that me? I was just like, like I was just like, all right, this is it. This is what we're doing.
Right.
And yeah. That was amazing. Thank you for that, honestly.
Absolutely. Yeah, you sent me that paragraph, and I sat at work all day and chewed on this paragraph. And like, if I get hired to do something, I just like take it so heavily upon myself to make sure it's done so thoroughly, so right before I even think about sending it over. So that's why I was like, okay, so here's like 4 pages just in case it wasn't enough to get just a 16 bar like you wanted. So I was like, you just pick your favorite and like go for it. Maybe it was a little
Mhm.
overkill, but that writing session, I remember like it was yesterday. It's a monumental writing session in my head. I work a job in the summer where I dock boats and just tie up boats. So like boats like come up, I tie them up, and then I just go sit back down. So it's like I'm not really on my feet much. I'm just kind of sitting there waiting for boats to show up. A lot of the times I sit there with my pen and paper and just write and write and write. And I wrote your verse, well, your verses that day. And I think I just wrote for like 8 hours, and it felt like I zoned in so much, but also like almost blacked out. It was like a creative like blackout where I was so hyper focused and so in
I
the
remember you telling
emotions
me.
of it. But yeah, and yeah, I think I did. Or I told you that a little bit. Where it's just like I knew I had to, if I was going to write for you, be in the emotion, be in the emotional headspace of you to the best of my ability, so that I could try to get the best words out.
Yeah, you felt that
And
turmoil, huh?
yeah, a little bit, as much as I could. I did, and then I kind of like stepped out of it, and I was like, "Whoa, all right, that was
There's a
crazy."
lot going on there. Yeah,
But
yeah.
I felt what you were saying. You know what I'm saying? And I had to write down those emotions, and um, I feel like when bringing somebody else's idea to life, I really saw it as precious, and I wanted to be super careful because if it's somebody else's idea that you're bringing to life, it's not, you don't even know the value that it holds necessarily, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder and the creator is the beholder. And so it's like, you know, I don't want to mess it up. Um, but at the same time, all the people that have hired me to do stuff for them, with them, and help them out with stuff, it's always been um, kind of just that mutual respect. And yeah. Um, so yeah, but it's a little bit different bringing your own ideas to life versus bringing. So I feel like I almost like to fuse my own ideas to put my own style in there. And we're talking about developing a style too. How would you say you are able to like stay within the parameters of your style when doing stuff like that? Maybe not even just when it's evoking somebody else's idea or trying to bring someone else's idea to life, but maybe even bringing your own idea to life.
um, well, I don't know. I think with the whole green playing out, that was really my only key point and making sure everything fit with the brand. So I could come out with a whole lovey-dovey world in green and then come up with a whole killing game in green. They're still
Yeah.
matching up. It's just
Yeah.
like either way, it's always about what the message is. So as long as you like feel something, you feel like you don't want to just be there and be like, all right, this is nice to look at, and I'm out. And
Right.
don't get me wrong, I do have some worlds that literally only are for that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just sticking with the green has always been easy for me, and it gives me the chance to. Oops, sorry, spliff. It
Mm.
gives me the chance to be able to step out and be able to do different bodies of work
Yeah.
and not have to worry about being like, oh, is it all the same style? Is it all this modern looking or is it all this futuristic? Like it doesn't matter which way it goes. I can do both in two different worlds as long as it's got green. It's like you understand who it's coming from and you feel something that you know it's an angel piece.
Yeah. Literally. Iconic. I'm saying iconic. Um, do you feel like you could like experiment at all within? I mean, is there like a development almost of the style that you've seen without going like stepping too much outside of like your style? Have you ever
Uh,
encountered that problem? Like catching yourself, you're like, "Oh, that's not Angel." They wouldn't know that that's Angel,
I
and you
mean,
almost like
like if I'm
redirect.
not doing work that's actually for me, then I don't mind,
Yeah,
stepping out of that thing. I just, put a little logo there and they'll be like, oh,
yeah,
okay. Because that's more so that's not people usually people asking me for like a me piece. That's just people asking me for the service of, building something.
yeah,
Um, because I've done non-green worlds, like, and so it's just been hard to do them, but I've been able to do them, and people still love those worlds too. But when it's a me, my creative freedom piece, it's always
yeah,
going to be green, always.
absolutely. So that's the stamp of Angel, the
Yes,
green.
yes.
I don't know. For me, it's the purple almost, but I mean, I also have the other things. But I know what you're saying, and I do tip my hat to you if I had one for you sticking totally to like the color scheme too, because I almost was going to do that, and then I kind of came up with the Codurarium aesthetic, and that
I
became its
remember
own
that.
thing.
Yeah,
And I was like, I don't know, I maybe have to go down that avenue, but um, I don't know. Every time I came back, I'm like, it's just like it's still Angel, but it's grown so much, but it's still stayed, and that's a unique thing that very few artists can hold and say that they do. A lot of artists like to grow with variety, and there's nothing wrong with that. And they switch up and grow a lot over time. But like, if you can grow with this part of you that you set initially as this is who I am, and stay within those like parameters, not in like a box kind of way, but in a way of like, this is my lane and this is how I'm choosing to stand out. That's that's ideal.
yeah.
It's ideal,
It's like I
really.
don't have to worry about anything. Oh my gosh. First of all, laundry is so easy. It's just whites, blacks, greens. Like it's just that's it. Like I'm I, I'm living the dream, honestly. I'm feeling great.
That's awesome. Yeah, and me as well. It's been so great having these creative seminars. I've been enjoying them. And we are going to take a little 5 minute break here and be right back. But yeah, we're gonna keep diving into the conversation a little bit after this, and
Yeah.
yeah, so we will be back in about 5 minutes. Yo, you skate though. You skate. I don't even care that I was glove. I was like, are you skating? Yeah, you doing good.
Welcome to Horizon Squares, the game show in the metaverse that will make you laugh. It's tic-tac-toe with a twist every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in Horizon Worlds. And you'll be joined with me, your host, Sherwin. And shout out to
the ideal place to learn in the metaverse. This is a 9-week course where we go ahead and dissect every section of a business, from understanding your customer and industry to creating your budget for payroll and even taxes. We break down what is the requirements for you to have a successful business. So if you're ready to become an entrepreneur and want to learn the ropes, VIP Entrepreneur is ready to take in new students just like you. You can contact me at VIPEntrepreneur Academy@gmail.com. See you at the next class.
They're also recording. So I think that it's a good chance of that making it on for the live stream.
What's up, y'all? It's MetaClean, and listen, please join me every Tuesday at 10 p.m. for Meta Talks Live. And the awesome thing is, you don't have to leave your house to do it. Meta Talks Live coming back soon.
Why can't today be Friday?
Welcome to Horizon Squares, the game show in the metaverse that will make you laugh. It's tic-tac-toe with a twist every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in Horizon Worlds. And you'll be joined with me, your host, Sherwin. And shout out to Lux Vision Studios, our sponsor. This will be available on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all your social media. So make sure you check us out every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see you at Horizon Squares.
Hey, what's up? This your boy Teray.
DJ Shotman. It's your boy Westside.
And you chilling with the Breaking Bread podcast. Hey, tune in and check us out every Saturday for some good talk.
You already know.
Good
The
conversation.
real sauce. You hear me?
Yeah, tune in.
Breaking bread. Breaking bread.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy HG. 702. Let's get tripping like a kid, untie his shoes. And you see the vibe and you see the move. Where I'm at, that's the Hour Live to be exact. And you can catch me live on Lux Vision Studios to be exact. So make sure you tune in every Friday night, 11 Central, 12 Eastern, and 9 Pacific. And you know, everybody's a somebody. Catch me live on Lux Vision Studio. Let's go.
Awesome. God bless everybody. I'm so glad, amen, that everything is finding you well, and I pray it's finding you well. This is Pastor Johnny live from our sanctuary here in the Metaverse at Word of Grace Meta Church. I want to invite you out to our service here on Sunday nights for worship and the Word, now streaming through Lux Vision Studios. So excited about that and what God is doing in this space and place. See you Sunday. God bless you.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Burden of Proof. You're watching Ask the Q Speak Your Truth every Wednesday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, courtesy of Lux Vision Studios. Later.
Oh my gosh, you sound like you just dropped the rope. Does she not? A swollen nose. That's fair. That's fair. She could be on NPR with this voice.
Stop. I'm trying not to be loud because we're the only ones talking.
You know, there are these wonderful things on parties.
Yeah. Well, I've been wanting to invite you to a party all night.
Fine, then invite me to a party. Let's get in a party.
Why are you saying it that way? It sounds weird.
What is this?
It's weird.
I was like, let's get in a party.
Like
You kind
earlier,
of sounded like Pennywise for a second.
like when we were in Murder Street, I wanted to invite you to a party, but I was like, no, he's probably already in a party or something. I was just like,
Wait, do I come on with you or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hey, we are back. We are back. Back out on the stage. We are going to go for another half an hour here and wrap it up because we've covered so much ground already. And I feel like it is a productive conversation. One we'll always be able to come back to. I'm glad that these are being recorded and able to stream back.
Yes.
That's super, super huge. But since we only have a half an hour, let's dive right back into it. Yeah. I want to talk about collaboration now, first and foremost, for this kind of leg of the conversation. I mean, this might even take up the whole thing, but collaboration. What does healthy collaboration look like to you?
Hmm, that's a good one. I think healthy collaboration is having a good balance between knowing who's what. Like there's some things, in there that's just like, oh, you can't tell who built this part or who put that shape there or whatever. But you can see both styles and you can see this blend that makes like collaborations worth, you know, being a thing. You want to see like this new hybrid of two artists that you really love and seeing what baby that creates. And
Mm,
I
yeah,
think that is the true treasure of collaboration. So as long as it's a beautiful blend and not a clash, I
yeah,
think that's what really makes it healthy.
that's good. That's really good. Wow. See, I'm learning things now. Um, so like you've contributed work into a lot of different projects. Just kind of like almost put your 10 cents into it. Sometimes you put like your 90 cents into it and it's just crazy. How do you maximize putting your touch into something you contribute work into?
Um, I don't know. It's always been like a feeling like notice how a lot of the collaborations that I have that are actually published, don't get me wrong, there's so many more. Um,
Right.
but the ones that like are truly able to be seen by the public eye are the ones where it was able to flow or
Right.
everything was just great about it, or there were things where it was just like, I just want you to just go, just go off, and I'm like, okay. And cogwheels is turning, or
Yeah.
sometimes it's already like we came together and it was like a puzzle piece. Like we knew
Mm,
exactly what we wanted to do when one person was good at one thing and the other person was good at the other thing, that it just needed to click together. Like it's always been those outcomes of why things have been published, but there's so many more that's just in draft mode, and it's just about trying to get that drive back, and again mostly that time, because a lot of people are busy now and a lot of people are started their own businesses, and it's
right.
just like everybody's like everybody's going up, like compared to like how we all were like two,
Yeah.
3 years ago. Like there's so many people that are like not just like on some like side note, give me some cash app, like got their LCs, like have really come very far just from when we first
Yeah.
started using this headset. So it's just like, this is good. This is good. I'm so happy about it.
Yeah.
I'm so glad everybody has come so far, and seeing the progress everybody's made.
Seriously. It's an honor to be able to step on the platform and see what everybody's come up with. And same thing really with the platform. The longer you spend time away from it, the more you see when you come back.
Hmm.
Um,
I've had my little breaks.
yeah, yeah, me too. I think you gotta have it, because this is so immersive and it's such a second life. Um, I remember like, um, I heard I heard you before say that you've just spent hours and like almost days in headset before, and like I've done the same thing. Like we've all the builders, I'm pretty sure have done it. All of us builders have talked about that in some way, shape, or form. Or like I've had like almost sleep paralysis experiences where like I
Oh my
wake up
gosh,
and my
yes.
headset like wakes up with me, and I like look at my hands and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm in the metaverse. Like this is real.
Yeah.
I woke up in here. Thought it was like my reality, like freaked out.
Oh my gosh. I've had it happen to me one time. Like for some reason the headset still stayed on, like it didn't die. Usually like I fall asleep and like comes off somehow, and that's how it just gets. But like for some reason that headset was just locked in tight, and I woke up, and I mind you, it wasn't in Horizon, it was in VR chat. So it was just like I was just like, oh gosh. It's like that was like a night we were like trolling. So I'm like some weird monster looking thing. So I'm just like,
Right.
it was bad. It was bad. I
Oh
was
my
just like, oh
gosh.
my gosh, I couldn't do it.
Well, and it's yeah, it's hilarious because we spend so much time in here. Like I was mentioning earlier, like I'll just like be passing through VR chat or something, and I'll just like run into you or whatever, and like I'll run into like you in like Horizon or whatever, and that's just kind of what we do in like the metaverse. I feel like I get online and I see who of my friends are online, and I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna go say what's up to Angel. She's chilling at her new world or this person's new world, and just go like say what's up, hang out for a little while. One case, of that, I went to your new Trimesh World, and you played the beat for our new song, "Living Like I'm Dying Now," and I was like, "What is this? This is crazy." She's like, "Haha, Coda, I found this beat. I know what song we're doing." Because it was like kind of premeditated. Like it was.
Yeah,
She was
yeah.
like, "Coda, we're gonna do a song together. I'm just gonna get it to you." And then it was like some time, and then yeah, she had the beat up her sleeve. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so good. Can't wait for everybody to hear it." Really great
Yes.
song. I was like, "Dang, Angel." Like you really did
As
come
soon
a
as I
long way.
heard it,
Everybody
because I
did.
was really just going on a long search of finding something. I was like, as soon as I hear it and it sounds like Coda, I'm a know. I know. I'm gonna know. So as soon as it played, I was just like, I was like, this is the one.
What?
I was like,
Yes.
I downloaded it immediately, and then that that day, that's when you just so happened to to come on Horizons and come into the world, and I was just like, oh my gosh, and then I was just like, let me play this beat for him, and then you had went out to the hot air balloon,
That's right.
so I
Yeah.
was just like, I couldn't even get your first reaction because I played it, and then all I see is like confetti coming up all the way over there. And then you just pop back and you're just like, yo, what is
Yo,
this?
that's right.
I was like, it's our song. It's the
Yeah.
beat for our song. I was
And I
so
was out there.
excited.
That's right. I was out there. I was thinking it. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this better not be." And then I went in. Yep, this is the song. That's crazy. No way. I didn't even believe it. I want to talk about the type of collaboration that was then, because literally that night you were like, "All right, I'm getting offline. Like, I'm gonna go record it right now," and then just like took your headset off and left, and that was it. And then you literally sent me your whole recorded part, the hook, your verse, sent it over to me with an open of my part, and I did it like next day. This style of collaboration happens a lot with music artists, and it will make the song come out a certain way versus if you sit down and work on the song from the ground up with someone. And I feel like I don't think there's a superior kind of collaboration, but I do think there is a really like a preference for me, at least. Yeah, there's a preference. I like the random new feelings that are possible with like when you just have one person saying their side of the story and the other person just says their side of the story, because it makes one whole new thing. And like you were saying, then you have the mixed styles of like this is like a bunch of people's favorite artists and another people's favorite artists, and you get to see what they create together because that style creates one new thing.
Mhm.
um and so like kind of keep in mind when you're collaborating with people that it might be different styles and stuff, but embrace that because that's the beauty of collaboration. That's why you collaborate, to embrace both of your styles and how they sound together, how they look together, whatever you're collaborating with. Be patient with it, try it out, experiment with it. That's what I can say for everyone.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that
And it's a
was
journey too, because you gotta put in work to be able to have to go with somebody else's different art style. Even if you don't even understand it at first, sometimes you gotta really trust the process sometimes. So it's
yeah,
just like it's always about getting that last outcome and being like, yo, that's what I'm talking about. Like, so like being able to have that open mind is such honestly a flex. Like there's so many people that want to just be like, no, mine, mine, mine. So it's just like to be able to be like, yeah, we did this, boom, together,
right.
big collaboration, boom, 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 boom. So it's just like it just blends everybody together too, bringing everybody together, kumbaya.
Kumbaya, seriously.
Hmm.
I've I've been in instances where it's like that, where like people won't let you have your creative freedom in the collaboration or your part. You're like building the couch or something, and they're like, "That doesn't look good there." It's like, okay, all right, I'll just leave then. Like, I'm not, I'm not rocking with that because you got to be able to just piece things out because experimenting is a big piece in a lot of people's processes. And like you said, it's huge. You got to trust the process and just be patient with the collaborator and know that if you chose them to collaborate with, you have to remember why you chose them to collaborate with and always hold down that idea in your mind. Like, okay, I'm collaborating with this person because of their style. Let me just embrace that and see what they're going to have to offer. Because sometimes it's like, you ever see those videos of like paintings where it's like they put little details in and then slowly fill it up and it doesn't really look like the whatever it is, like a face or a city at the end until it has all the dots and everything slowly all added up. I feel like it's kind of
Yeah.
like that, where you might only see the final product or you might only see it after it's all put together, but it may look just sporadic and random until that point. Um, especially with visual too, but music as well. Sometimes you have to let songs play out longer.
Mm-hmm.
And I let mine play out a little bit before I sent it to you because there's a funny moment in there, but it actually turned out really cool. And I was like, it'll be a funny
It
story to
did.
tell. I suppose we could tell it now because the song will be out. Um,
Absolutely.
I
Yes.
was
Tell them what you
recording.
did.
Tell them what you did. Yeah, I really messed up, guys. I was recording on my MacBook. Life was good. I'm doing my verse and I'm doing my punch intakes like I was talking about. If you don't know what punch intakes are, you can go back to last week's episode with Harles and watch that. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Yes,
But I was
absolutely
doing
like
my
that.
punch intakes and I punched my beverage that I was drinking and it spilled all over my computer and it caught on the take and I was like, bro, oh my, or yeah, I said, what the, I was like, bro, what the, and then I like cut off. So I just made it on beat and I was like, that was perfect. So like in the song, you can hear like this thing spilling and my mic is like hypersensitive. So you can hear like the bubbles sinking into the keyboard. it's, it's so bad. It's so painful when you like think about it. But yeah, that's when you hear the song, that's what that is. You can hear the bubbles in my MacBook that are still residing there to this day. Somehow it still works. That's how you know we still in this. It's not over.
Universe needs you
That's
to
right.
keep
It's
making
not
music.
over. Um, yeah, big thanks. I'm really excited to keep collaborating with you and excited to see all of your collaborations unfold. You have this huge project that you're that you've been kind of working on over time. I feel like it's just been slowly developing. Um, you're doing the kind of slow rollout though. I like that. Like just dropping like the 3-2 off the beginning.
Yeah. Honestly, that was
Or
a
was it
spur of the
just
moment. That was really
or were you just
sporadic.
going for it? Yeah.
Yeah, I
Word.
was just like,
That's what's up.
I was like, listen, I got the money right now. I can buy these beats right now.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all I gotta do. I got
No,
the
that's
license,
dope.
boom, just
That's
put it
dope.
right into digital. Yeah, I went in and I
They
was
had
just
to
like,
go out.
I needed to bring out more stuff because let's see where this takes me was it was cute, you know.
Right.
But I want people to see the elevation. Like I want people to see that I went from, having you to have to write a verse for me from
Right.
not being able to get through a whole emotional wall. My brother also wrote another verse and another one of the songs in that album.
Hey,
And now words is just floating in my head. Like just like the cogwheels when blueprints are making just for building, like it's just all just like it just goes. As soon as when I hear the right beat anyway. Once I hear
yeah.
that, then the words just go. Once I think of a build, the blueprint just comes like it's all these cogwheels in the head.
Is it
Keep
always the
turning.
first thing